Today I wanted to do a video on ergonomics. A lot of people over the years have sat down at my kit and gone, whoa, like everything's so high. Well, really it's not. I'm just 6'7". So nothing on my kit is outlandishly high or big or anything like that for me. I get a lot of comments on my snare drum height, especially too. So that's the first thing I'll talk about since I brought it up here. I took my snare drum heights tip from Todd Zuckerman when I saw him do a clinic and somebody commented on his snare drum height. So I'm gonna move the camera here so you can see. It's not really all that high. It's very, very comfortable, especially for me. I play a lot of stuff in traditional grip. So when I play traditional, I just drop the stick on it right there. It's nothing crazy. I don't have to hit real hard or at a strange angle. It's very comfortable. It's pretty level, pretty straightforward. And it's about even with my belly button. That's my belly button there. So it's right about even. So for me, that's a really good height. Now, some people, you see the greats like Phil Collins, other guys like Rich Redmond, and I mean countless people over the years who play their snare drum kind of way down and at an odd angle, and they make it work and it sounds great. I watch videos of those guys all the time, and I'm like, I don't know how they do it, but they get just as good or better a snare drum sound and accent and everything. But for somebody who plays like me, where I do almost all my backbeats are rim shots, and then a lot of, like I said, I do traditional grip, this is just much more comfortable. So that's the snare drum for me. I'm gonna switch the view so you can kind of see my cymbal setup here. My hi-hats and my ride cymbal are about the same height. The ride is at an angle. Obviously the hi-hats are really not. But for me, that is important because when I'm playing a fill, if I have to go back and forth between the two, my hand position I don't have to raise it or lower it or anything like that to get to my ride. I'm literally right here. So nothing is crazy out of reach. So if I'm playing, just for example, like this, I'm not having to go anywhere crazy with it. It's right here. They bookend my two rack toms, or sometimes I use one rack. It just depends on what I'm feeling for the day or what kind of music I'm set up for. So for me, it's very comfortable. And I played for many years with my ride cymbal real low and hammering down on it. And as of the last couple years, I've kind of raised my ride cymbal and brought it up to this level and then kind of angled it toward me. So my arm is really, I'm not doing anything uncomfortable. That's how my arm sits on the ride cymbal. And then I don't have to stretch it that far. That's for hitting the bell. But if I just want to play a regular pattern, I mean, you can't even see because my arm is so relaxed, it's below the camera here. So it's really not uncomfortable for me at all to have them, and it seems high for other people because, like I said, I'm much bigger than most people anyway, so my stuff is going to be set up higher to suit my body type. It's not really that it's way up high. I've had people share my kit at gigs and stuff, and most of the time they're pretty cool about not moving things, but like especially the snare drum, a lot of people have to drop that snare drum way down. And then I tell people to bring their own cymbals, one, because I don't want to tear my stuff up, and two, I know they're going to be too high and it's going to take me forever before my set to have to reset everything on my kit. So I tell them bring their own cymbals and cymbal stands for that kind of thing. So next I'll move on to the toms. And for this, I'm actually going to switch to the overhead view so you can see a little bit better. So as you can see here, the toms are right directly in front of me. I mean, here's my seat. And so I'm sitting here, my two rack toms are right in front of me. Now, if I'm using just one, it's right here in the center. I center it, that way it's not over off to the side. And you can also see my bass drum is at an angle too. It's angled slightly outward that way. That's just something, ever since I saw Kiss for the first time back in, I guess it was year 2000, on their first farewell tour, Peter Criss's bass drum was angled out, and I've just always liked that. And then later on, I would pay attention to like Travis Barker also had his angled out that way. For me, it feels comfortable. I don't do it for any particular reason. It's always worked for me. And so then, as I'm here, I can reach everything. So nothing's really out of my reach at all for as far as these two cymbals. And then having these two, a lot of people play them real close up to their legs, and sometimes you have to at a gig, but for it to be completely comfortable for me, I have them pushed outward just a little bit. But what that allows me to do is come in a complete half circle like this. Nothing is, I'm not having to turn way far away. Nothing's too far out of the way. I'm not having to play uncomfortably. And so the same goes for my cymbals. Other than these two, obviously we already talked about the ride and the hi-hats, but everything is set to where I can reach it comfortably. So I'm not having to reach way far out or real high for anything. Everything's right here close. Everything's close. The China is the furthest I have to reach, and even that. For what I'm doing. My X-hats here, I have them set up so it's real comfortable switch from the ride over here. Nothing too crazy there. And then I have two cowbells. One, this is the LP Black Beauty. This one is the LP Travis Barker model, the Ridge Rider. And they're both set fairly low too, just so they're out of the way. I'm not having to reach up underneath cymbals, but they're very comfortable. Everything I play on the kit is comfortable for me. That's one of the biggest things I tell my students is not to play uncomfortably, because that is the first hindrance that's going to come to you other than actually learning. So that's pretty much it on this one. Nothing too crazy. I just wanted to show you my thoughts on the ergonomics, and there's no right or wrong answer for this. It really is one of those things that whatever works for you. As far as posture, as far as drum placement, even as far as holding the sticks, it's kind of like the same in that video. There's no wrong way to do it. I mean, you could literally hold your sticks up here, and if you can play like a master, go for it. It's probably not going to work for you, but if you can make it work, great. So I'll play a little bit and just kind of move around the kit some more, kind of like I was doing before, and then kind of let you see how easy it is to move, and that'll pretty much be it. So thanks for watching.
laws, leave rats out on the doorstep or a bird on the seal. You'd say it's only 'cause I love you that I wanna kill.